Got him. 27 years out, Duane Keefe D Davis has been arrested and charged with the homicide of Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, of course, about over a month ago, started ramping up when he was taken in to custody and then I guess let go when they raided his house. But it all stems back to that night in 1996 when the infamous Mike Tyson-Bruce Seldon fight. Everyone's all excited. Tupac's walking around in a casino in the immediate aftermath for the Tyson fight, juiced up. He sees Orlando, Baby Lane Anderson, Trayvon Lane, whispers into him, that's the guy who took the chain. Tupac goes up to him, says, "You from the South?" Hits him, instigates jumping on the South Side Compton Crip gang member. A bunch of other mob pyrus run up. They jump on Orlando Anderson, and maybe, I don't know how long after it was, an hour or two later, the infamous white Cadillac pulls up, and according to what Keefe D's being charged with, he was driving the car. I would imagine his first-degree murder. He admitted in his interviews and in his book, Compton Street Legend, that they went looking for him and he supplied the gun. Take it from me, you get in the car and go looking for somebody, and they end up dead. That's first-degree murder, clear cut. Out here in front of the Nipsey Hussle Memorial, thought I'd jump out and do this on the spur of the moment because it just happened. Las Vegas Police Department just made the announcement. So Keefe D really talked himself into a jail cell. 27 years had passed, but he put out that book. Listen, that book is bizarre. I mean, I hate to promote going to buy his book on Kindle, but it's not animated, but it's like a cartoon book. He had someone draw artwork that's like nice artwork. I don't know if it's AI. No, it couldn't be AI generated. Like, it's like high-end comic book artwork about the night. Listen, street guys, I mean, if he's been risking his life and freedom his whole life to make money without working, I guess bragging about an unsolved murder is nothing outside of the norm if you think about it. Yeah, the book, Real Compton Street Legend, is animated. Or, I mean, you know, it has comic book drawing. It's very high, like, it's good quality. And then, of course, his infamous Vlad TV interviews and his interviews on other channels where he talks about they pulled up and Orlando leaned across him, took the gun out of the stash spot. Now, of course, there's been all this talk about was the gun given to him by Eric Von Zip? I don't think that's true. I think Gene Deal and other people are just taking something that sort of was floating in the atmosphere and talking about it to keep ringing up their views. And a lot of people, I mean, I'll make a couple extra bucks off this. It's kind of a sad legacy of all these rapper murders is the streams go up, the views go up, and etc. And Tupac has generated a lot of money in death. You know, if he was alive, who knows, he might be like Bobby Brown, he might be somebody, not saying he would, but many celebrities, you know, look at Elvis, many celebrities grow up to be not who we thought they would, but when they die young, like James Dean, Tupac, Jimi Hendrix, they die at their peak, they're perfect. And nowadays, maybe I guess in a world with more and more new stuff, because there's the ratio of old stuff to new stuff is less. It's making it more and more valuable. I mean, so many rappers get killed every year now, but Tupac and Biggie were like those first two famous ones. And now everyone's set to monetize talking about this for the next year. But it seems like a pretty clear-cut case. I mean, I wonder is there any witnesses? That's actually a good question. Because how would that work? You can't incriminate yourself. So Keefe D made incriminating statements. Oh, he made those in public. So those can be read into the record. So he can't be compelled to go on the stand and repeat what he said, because that would violate his Fifth Amendment right. But since he said those things in public, when he didn't invoke his Fifth Amendment right. If you talk about something in public, if I go outside and yell about something I did, that's 99 out of 100 going to be admissible. But I wonder, is there anyone else that can corroborate it? Because Keefe D does have a defense. He could say, hey, I'm like everyone else. I was just trying to make a couple bucks off Tupac's death. I don't actually know nothing about it. But that's why it was important they went in his house. I wonder where those bullets, we'll find out soon. The bullets they took out of his house, were those bullets from that night? That would be wild. But it's certainly possible. Killers keep shrines, especially if you killed someone really famous. Boy, if he kept bullets from Tupac's murder, that would be wild. But man, people that run around the city streets killing, they do, they don't think like the rest of you, do wild stuff. Now, Mob James has made some statements also. It's funny, this case, you can kind of piece these cases together now on all sides from what was said in public. Mob James said in an interview he saw him in that white Cadillac, so that at least places him there. Oh, I guess there were some witnesses who saw a white Cadillac, but maybe they found somebody who is gonna say they saw him there. I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out. I don't, as far as that whole Puffy paying $1 million, that's pretty damn, that's the real, where this could get really like wild. Because Von Zip, if it happened, Von Zip was the cutout and he's dead. I don't know if Keefe D could really say Puffy had something to do with it and how it would benefit him. It would still make him guilty. But Keefe D, I think, has cancer. And maybe he's not going to be alive that much longer. Boy, what if he wants to bring Puffy down with him as he dies of cancer in prison? Wilder things have happened. That would be a real referendum on hip-hop and his whole legacy of these last 30 years. Two of the biggest stars murdered, and what if Puffy gets drug in this? Well, not drug in, I mean, what if he is in this? Which certainly seems plausible. I don't know if there's strong evidence to prove it, but it's believable. I mean, because you could say, oh, they jumped on a gang member. Well, people get jumped on all the time. And to go kill a big celebrity in the middle of that big street in Las Vegas, I mean, they could have waited to a better time. Remember, that happens all the time. People get into fights and you wait like, oh, we're going to get him. They did it in a way that was, they were good to get away with it, but like, that was a pretty high risk move. I mean, it makes sense that they thought they were going to get some money out of it, or that they could, like, hey, he's like, they jumped on Orlando. Keefe knew there was that reward, because that's what they're calling him in this, the ringleader, the shot caller. Like, he was like, hey, here's a gun, let's go look for him. Why was he so keen to do it? Orlando got jumped on. If Orlando was just going to be like, well, I'll see him when I see him, which would be normal for this type of stuff. Now you could say, well, they saw him in the street and did it, maybe, but they were sort of they were looking for him. They weren't on the way home and just happened to see him. They were looking for him. Did Keefe D put it in Orlando's head? Make Orlando be the shooter while he's hyped up, knowing Orlando's a killer. Remember, Orlando Anderson was killed during a triple homicide. Him and his buddy, Michael Al Duro, Free Duro, allegedly saw these two corner pocket Compton Crips, pocket hood, maybe, corner pocket. They owed him some money for drugs. There was an argument. They had a big shootout. Those two guys and Baby Lane died Michael Aldero, pretty sure that's his name, he survived, and the prosecutor put a triple murder on him, felony triple murder, because he was involved in a shootout in which 3 people died. He's in prison now. Stay out the streets. But certainly, circumstantially from a distance, seems possible Puffy's involved. Wow. I mean, Keefe D did say he had personal interactions with Puffy. He likes attention. Boy, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So, Duane Keefe D Davis, at 60 years old, former Compton Crip or current Compton Crip, I don't know, has been charged in Las Vegas with the murder of the late, great Tupac Shakur, our prophet, American dope.